My name is Memo Moreno, also known as Will or William, or as Markland called me, William. The first time I met Dave, Anthony, Markland Campbell, also known as Biggie Ranks, also known as Short Man, also known as Baby Giant, and finally, Jahiant. Was in the south side of Ottawa on the 144 bus. Now, if anyone was from the south side of Ottawa, and you know the 144 is where it all went down. And he always stood out to me because he had these little arms, these little muscular arms that I was just like so jealous of, because I was like, I'm in the gym and I can't get that, you know? And when I found out this guy didn't work out, man, I was so jealous. But I passed by him one day and I heard him doing some reggae with some guy at the schoolyard. He didn't go to my school, but I remembered that's the little guy I'd seen on the bus all the time. And Chris and I were already rapping, so we had this idea that if we incorporate reggae into this sound, it'll just sound so much better. So I said, who should we get? I mean, I'm thinking, who do we know that's about our size and can do reggae and, you know, could just embody that whole thing we're looking for? And I said, what about that kid, you know, that little black guy we see all the time on the bus? I don't know him. I never met him. I could never get this is the thing about Jahiant, is he seemed like he was unapproachable maybe if you didn't know him, because he had this tough thing about him, but he was the greatest person. He was the kindest soul ever. So Chris, you know, being Chris, approached him and I think maybe scared him a little bit and brought him to my house. And I'll never forget, he pulled out a 45 record out of his pocket and he played it on my dad's record player and he chanted with us, and we wrote a song called Triple Scoop of BMW. And it stood for black, Mexican, and white. And the rest is history, because although he was such a little guy, you know, he really was a giant. And he embodied the spirit of a half-sized giant. He was everything that a half-sized giant is, and that is the underdog who overcomes whatever is put in front of you. You might be half-sized in body, but in talent and in spirit and in everything else, you are a giant. And this is what our name has always meant. And he just carried that with honor everywhere that he went. The last weekend we spent together was the best weekend. I will cherish that forever. I'm glad we got to finish what we did with him. And I wish he was here to see everything that we were supposed to do. And I know he will be watching. I just want to say one more thing, is that, you know, Markland had this carefree attitude about him that I could never understand. It used to frustrate me sometimes, but I get it now, you know? His thing was just live life and don't worry about anything else, you know? He used to just say, just shake it off, man. You know, I used to come to him with my problems and he would say, don't even worry about it. Stress is just, what I do to stress is I shake it off, he would tell me. So I try to live with that, man. Even in the darkest of times, it seemed like this guy could always keep a smile on his face. And I just want to say I love you, man. And I hope to see you one day. And keep rocking your music up there. And we love you forever, man. Giant forever. Thank you.